Hi guys, welcome back. We're gonna be making crayon rubs today and turning them into a collage. So the first thing that you're gonna need for this project is of course paper. And if you have extra scrap paper or other sheets of paper that you can use, go for that, you need that. We're gonna need some crayons. Now, if you have those broken old ones, they work best because what's gonna happen is we're gonna take them and peel them all. You also need scissors. You can use regular scissors. If you have any of those decorative scissors at home, you can use them too. It doesn't matter, you don't have to use these. So they can make squiggly lines or zigzag lines or any of that. And either glue or a glue stick. And we're gonna start first with planning out our collage. Now, we're gonna do this before we make the rubbings for two reasons. Number one, we wanna know what colors we're gonna need for our picture before we go outside and make the rubbings. And number two is we wanna know kind of what we're doing and plan it out so when we collage it, we have a template to glue it onto. What are you gonna make? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah.
Or is this secret?
No.
What are you making?
Sailboat.
Sailboat? That's a good idea. I don't know what I'm making. I was gonna make a lake with some mountains. Maybe I'll make a big hot air balloon. So we're gonna draw our sketch out and we'll meet you back here. One thing before you go, really quick, I forgot to tell you, make sure that whatever you do does not have a lot of small details in it. You want big areas with this kind of collage. And we will show you what we're talking about when we come back here. Okay, so I decided to make a hot air balloon. Now, if you look closely, you might be able to see that I started with little details down here, but I decided not to put them in because, like I said, when you're collaging these on, you're gonna wanna keep it pretty simple. And tell them about yours.
I made waves with kind of like they're supposed to look like birds, airplane, and a sailboat with like sky colors. So
now she said that she wanted to add the color to hers just so she can get an idea of what color she wants to do when she gets her papers ready. So now what we need to do, I'll join you back up here, is, now what we need to do is figure out what colors you want to add to your picture. I know I'm going to do mountains, I'm going to do some brown, I'm going to do a sky, and I'm gonna do the basket color. So pull the crayons out that you're gonna use, and then what you're gonna do is start to peel them. And that's what we're gonna do here, and when we're done, we'll meet you back here. Okay, so now we're gonna go outside and we are going to start our crayon rubs, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we are right outside my house, and what we're gonna do is a couple crayon rubs, and the idea is to get different textures. So textures is how something looks or feels. So if you feel maybe your skin, it feels a different texture than your hair, or than your clothes, or than the table. So it's how it feels. It could be rough, smooth, bumpy, whatever the case may be. So the idea is to get a variety and a variety of different colors. So the first one we're gonna do is right under my feet, and I'm gonna flip this camera around. So I'm gonna make a color that I could use for the mountains, and I'm gonna do it right on top of this concrete here. So all you do is rub. You can also use colored pencils for these, but crayons work best. So now I didn't have a brown exactly that I liked. So I'm gonna go ahead in and mix a few colors and see what I get. Let's see. And when you get back to the table, if you're not thrilled with the colors that you made, it's not a big deal. You can always color it in with some other colors without doing the crayon rub in every single section. Okay, so another thing you guys can do is use one sheet for a lot of different colors. So I know I'm gonna do my mountains here, maybe the basket that goes at the bottom of my hot air balloon. So now I'm gonna do the sky. So this time I'm gonna go right onto a tree. So we're gonna finish making all different textures from all different places around outside. You could do inside textures like the table or the floor, and I'll meet you back in the room. Okay, so we have a bunch of different colors and textures. Now, if you don't like I'm not thrilled with this one, you can always go in and just color it back in whatever color you want. There's not really a set rule for this. And she made some pretty cool ones too. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you can either start from scratch at this piece of paper and just cut out things and glue it on and make it abstract just for fun. I'm gonna try and cut out some things and glue them into here. Another thing you can do, for example, like the water down here, if this is my watercolor, was this my watercolor? Yeah. You could just rip the paper. You don't always have to, cut it exactly. So now I can lay it on and I know that this is gonna cover this part on my hot air balloon, so I'm gonna rip this piece around it or rip this piece right off. Now when you're doing glue, use tiny little bunny dots, bunny hops, top, 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 top. You don't want a lot of glue onto your paper. That's actually too much.
I lost my paper with the sun.
I might have taken it. And then what you could do is you can glue on and you could just put another piece right on and go in and collage it on. If you have a darker blue somewhere,
I can't find my sun.
Or whatever color you're using, we'll find it in a second. You can start gluing this on.
Like that?
Yes. And mix up colors and mix up textures and start collaging in your project. And we'll meet you back here. Okay, I did want to show you a couple things. Number one, I did not bring out enough paper to do the mountains in the background. So I'm gonna go in with some colored pencil or some crayons and color in those mountains. Another thing that you're welcome to do, of course, there's no rules, it's art. You can go in, you can, define things a little bit. You can go around them if you want to make them stand out a little bit more. Maybe I want to add a little bit of, make my sun a little bit brighter so I can go in with a marker. There's really no rules. You can do it however you want. Another thing I did want to tell you is some of the areas around the edges are hard to fit in, not a big deal. You can just overlap them, and then when you're done, you flip your paper over, and then you could just give it a little trim. So this way the edges are nice and clean, just like that. So you could do that for the whole thing so the edges are clean. So I'm gonna finish this up and we'll meet you back here, and she's gonna finish hers up, and then when we're done, we'll show you the result. Here we have our finished Mom and Me crayon rubbings. I'm glad you guys watched this video. Please like and subscribe and share your work. We'd love to see what you guys create. Stay safe.